All right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So here we go. Taurians, let's take a little peek at this. Let's see what we got. Taurus, we start with the Seven of Wands. We go to the Death card. So definitely some obstacles, but somebody's been really confused with this too because we've got this person with a bird head jumping up on a couch. And then to have that Death card, I almost feel like someone's been very confused about either why has everything in their life been weird, been uncomfortable? Has Taurus been experiencing kind of some confusion about everything feels uncomfortable, everything feels off, everything feels like I don't know what's going on? And it could be that Taurus is closing out a cycle and a new one is about to begin. The Death card can be an ending. It's something we've outgrown. It's something that, by the way, we do have Capricorn energy there as well. But this could be that Taurus is feeling something is off and not knowing what it is. And it might be that Taurus is being like freed. I feel like chains are, I literally picture like chains are snapping like on a gigantic ship that's been kept, from going out to sea, and all of a sudden, all of the anchor chains are breaking free, and this huge ship is able to go out to sea. I'm also picturing like uh, an aquatic animal that was held in captivity finally being released, an orca or dolphin or something, and it's finally out of its net and it's free again. This Eight of Swords is, someone who has been trapped. And sideways, we have somebody who's finally able to move on, finally able, or at least starting to recognize that I didn't know that I was stuck for a while. Maybe that's what's changing. There has been sorrow. We see somebody acting like everything's perfect, everything's just angelic, but inside we've got this sorrow, this cloudiness, this, hurt kind of energy in the middle there with those two ships sailing behind this velvet rope, and it just kind of feels like ships passing in the night. Was Taurus devastated over like the loss of somebody, like a relationship where it's like I barely got to know them, I really wanted that person, but we had but one night together or one passing moment, or it was a fleeting relationship and then it didn't last, and then I was still really stuck on that for a while. But all of a sudden something is shifting for Taurus. Either they are getting beyond this, or they're understanding something. We do have a Page of Pentacles, which shows well, this is a message that should have been sent a very, very, very long time ago. We said it's the messenger is just little skeleton now. Is this that Taurus is going to hear something from somebody, maybe from the very person, that sailing ship, that person who sailed through their life? Is Taurus going to receive a letter, get a message, or is it that they're hearing a message from somebody else altogether? It is going to make Taurus's heart very light. We have this beautiful Ace of Cups. And now keep in mind, this message may just come from Taurus's higher self. I always look at the birds as the messengers. So I don't want to say that it's like, oh, this person is sending a message to Taurus. Page of Wands is definitely something that gets Taurus through this final like mourning phase that they've been in, because I would say that's fair to say we have somebody who's like been grieving. That's what this looks like, and here she is in all black, but this is a card of excitement. It's a first step toward this next adventure. So I would just argue, I think that Taurus is actually doing really well. I think that they're going to suddenly start to feel happy again. They're done with the mourning. They're moving on, and here's Taurus. I know it's a very shabby little card. My puppy ate it when he was a baby. He used to love to chomp my cards. Anything that my hands had touched, he particularly did not like my cards because, that's when Mama didn't pay attention to him. So I think that I think they felt good to his puppy teeth, chomp little holes in, kind of like firm paper. It's like a puppy's teething days are just, this is a perfect thing for him. But he went after a lot of cards when he was little, and it just still makes me smile because I love those little baby teeth. But this feels like, I don't know, there's Taurus was tattered by this. All right. I'm hearing shattered, Rolling Stones, right? Shattered. Yeah. This feels like Taurus is back, though. Taurus is like they held on to something that was like a truth about themselves. Maybe they've recognized, we got to go back and ask, what is this message? Because this is really helpful to Taurus. Whatever Taurus has been surprised by, confused by, it's like, what is changing me? Something feels different. It's that they're no longer sad or mourning the loss of a connection that they were kind of stuck in that feeling for a while. But something is changing for Taurus. They're feeling so much better. So can we go to that message? King of Pentacles. Is this a new person? Is this somebody who's wanted to ask Taurus out for a long time, but is only just now doing so? Or is this them? Is this a message coming in from them? Two of Wands, I'm going to say it's a different person. I'm going to say that this is somebody who could, okay, and this could almost be eerie, but you notice how we have like almost like a parallel universe here, right? Here's, our Taurus and they're living their life, but then there's this parallel universe, right? If we could punch a hole through the sky, there's another version of us who lives in another dimension. It almost feels like Taurus is meeting somebody that maybe kind of reminds them a great deal of that person they had been pining for. But it's like you could be their slightly more handsome twin brother, or a sister or whatever, supply whatever gender we want. But I'm going to say that this is almost freakish because I think Taurus is receiving some kind of conversation, dialogue with a person who could be so much like Taurus's, we'll call them the ex, the person that Taurus has felt a lot of emotions for, and yet this person is different. It is not them. It is somebody who is a full-on king. Maybe this is like everything that the other person wasn't. Maybe they, so much is similar. Heck, they could have the same name. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing Daniel right now, which is just weird because I don't know any Daniels. I think I've known like 2 in my entire life. I've known Dans, but not a whole lot of Daniels. But I don't have any of those names in my life right now. So it's funny to have my brain go to a name that I don't hear it in my environment. So that's like Daniel. We've got the Ace of Wands. There's like, I feel like Taurus, I'm not saying Taurus is fickle in their affections, but I do feel like Taurus is like, holy smokes, all of a sudden I'm coming back to life. And we've seen it here also. All of a sudden, this is a passionate, Page of Wands. It's like, oh my God, I think I just flirted with them. Oh my God, I think I could like totally be in love with this person. And I'm not saying that Taurus just instantly falls in love, but I am saying, what if, sometimes we think we've met the person or lost the person that we so wanted to be with. And then it turns out they were like a little bit of a pale imitation. Like, okay, I'll give this as an example. Once upon a time, there was a place that I really wanted to rent a house, and the timing was just going to be wrong. I still had to finish out my other lease before I moved and all this stuff. And I was very bummed because it had everything I was looking for. And then bizarrely, like 3 weeks more pass, and then I see what I think is the same one for rent, but it's got like this 2 months further down the line that it'll be available, which was perfect. So I go ahead and put in the application thinking it's the same one. They're like, no, it was just another one that's like similar layout in the same neighborhood. I hadn't even realized that the address was different. And it's like, and eventually I moved there, and it was like, oh, it was supposed to be mine. Like I knew I was in the right place, but it wasn't the first house, it was the second one. And it was just so weird because that's kind of what I'm describing in this, only with people in a parallel universe. It's like Taurus almost met the right person, but it wasn't. And that was really sad. But then when Taurus meets the real one, it's like, oh, everything falls into place. And I think that's where this certainty is, and why Taurus is like jumping ahead with like there's this secret little glow. Like, I know you're so much like the person I thought I was supposed to end up with, but it wasn't right. We didn't mesh, but now here's you. And I see why I wasn't supposed to be with that previous person. But then there's so much about you. Maybe this, like the quality of the way this person is, it's like, oh my God, I can tell that you have really admirable qualities. And so did the previous person. You have similar. It's not like Taurus is transferring their emotions to this person. I think this person is a better match and Taurus knows it. But that's the other reason they're like, this is so exciting. That's why my heart is light. That's why I kind of already know I'm pretty passionate about this. Now I realize I was being like held for this opportunity instead. Now, I've said all this, but there is still a slim possibility that something changes dramatically in this person's life and they are the ones who show back up and it feels like it's a parallel universe for Taurus. It's just because of the parallel universe card there. I don't think so. I think that this is because the Two of Wands is a choice between two different paths. That's why I keep thinking this is two different people that Taurus meets. But this really feels like Taurus is like not even holding back when they meet this King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles is one approaching Taurus also. I kind of think it's going to be like, this is so meant to be that there's not even any reason to question this. This was the right one. The previous person was not right for Taurus. Taurus was stuck on them for a long time, and Taurus hurt quite a bit over the fact that how come I can't have that person? I thought they were wonderful for me. Again, we have like the two different parallel universes, or the two different people that are also one and the same. You notice how on this Hermit card, Taurus has been single for a period of time, pining over the kind of like the wrong lost love, only to discover that there's always been like something better intended for this Taurus. I kind of feel like maybe Taurus met somebody and it was really unfortunate because maybe this person, if they were two ships passing in the night, maybe Taurus met somebody and they lived in different locations, or they were already married, and it's like, I meet you, I can see that there's something really special here, but you belong to somebody else. You live a million miles away. I met you, on a long flight. We talked for 12 hours and then you walk out of my life and I never see you again. It just seems like, God, that person had all the quality I was seeking. That was such a heartbreak. How come I even had to meet them when they're not my person? It feels kind of like that was the scenario, only to discover maybe it was to let Taurus, like exercise the awareness of what they were really looking for, so that when they meet this next person, this King of Pentacles, who is the right one, it's like, oh my God, there's so much of the traits that I discovered I really liked when I was talking to that previous person for 12 hours, only nothing could come of it. I just feel like Taurus had time to digest and think about what they wanted, think about what the right partner would be like and look like, and then to actually call in for themselves through that subconscious awareness of what they liked. What did you like about that person that didn't get to be yours? It's because that's what Taurus started to like acknowledge. That's probably what they were grieving. Like, I met a person who had so many qualities that I just loved, but I couldn't have them. And it's very confusing. And now, why did I even meet them? And it's like, Taurus is going to find out. It's because something is shifting gears, something's changing. Taurus met a wonderful person who set the bar higher. And now when Taurus meets this next wonderful person, they're like, oh my God, this one's free and single. This one has all those same attributes that I'm looking for. Very exciting. I just feel like if Taurus hasn't met this King of Pentacles yet, that's okay. Right now, Taurus could still be in that hermit phase where they're digesting, like, why did I meet someone? What did I like about them? Is this going to, somehow anybody that crosses our path, there's a reason for it, right? It's to make us better. It's to make us smarter. It's to teach us something. Sometimes it's to teach us how to defend ourselves. Sometimes it's to teach us, how we can improve as a person. Sometimes we meet somebody because they give us wisdom. Sometimes we're there to help them. But there's always kind of like a reason that we pass by or interact with somebody, especially someone who leaves a mark on us, who leaves an impression. And in this story, it's like it was because Taurus needed to go ahead and, kind of like, I'll say, assimilate the information. Like, what is it that I'm missing in this person? It's that I really liked them because they had all these wonderful traits, and that's what I want in a partner. And as soon as Taurus gets that sorted out, it's like, bam, here comes the person who has all those traits, who is available. It's really nice to see that. I even think that this person is like an upgraded 5.0 version. What draws them to Taurus with that King of Pentacles? Because they're the ones first approaching Taurus. 7 of Cups. There is some mystery here. They don't even know why they're so drawn to Taurus. This is like I can't help it. I'm drawn. King of Cups. there's this emotion, there's this tug, there's this subconscious pull that they have toward Taurus. They just got to know who Taurus is. It's almost like they feel some inexplicable pull. Five of Pentacles. Both of these have a melancholy to them, both of these cards. So I'm going to say that they are hungry for something, and they see something about Taurus and they just can't help it. It's like, I feel like I'm supposed to be by this Taurus. I feel like this is something that's been missing out of my life. I don't know why. I feel like I want to approach. I just do. I think Taurus has something that they need, and they have something that Taurus needs. You know, there's a human connection here. I love the fact that they're approaching Taurus, and it's maybe they've been looking for somebody like Taurus for a long time. That's why I said it's like this should have happened a long time ago. Since the little messenger, the little bird, is just a little skeleton. But this is Year of the Snake, and we see the skeleton of the snake wrapped around Taurus. That's the second time we've seen the snake wrapped around Taurus. We saw it in the death card too. So we know this is a big year for Taurus. When we still got a couple months left, so this could still be, just a time frame of great transformation. And I don't know, I really like that Taurus has somebody so wonderful showing up for them in this storyline. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.